3 cars, 0.05 of a second, and then absolute chaos at the finish line. At Nashville, a race that was already dramatic turned into a demolition derby in the final few feet. One push, one miscalculation, and suddenly a completely healthy race car was buried in the outside wall. The driver walked away. The car did not. What went wrong, and what does it mean for the championship picture? Here's exactly what happened. Final lap at Nashville Superspeedway, Tyler Reddick had just made his move, squeezing between Chase Elliott and Shane Van Gisbergen out of turn 4. 3 wide, full commitment, racing for position inside the top 5. The gap between all 3 cars at the stripe, 0.05 of a second. That's not a race, that's a photo finish in the truest sense. Van Gisbergen got scored 5th, Reddick 6th, Elliott 7th. But right as those cars crossed the line, Ryan Blaney, attempting to push Elliott, came in too hot, clipped his teammate, sent Elliott sideways, and that chain reaction hooked Reddick straight into the outside barrier. The numbered 45 Toyota was destroyed. Reddick was okay. The car was not. To understand why this stings so badly for the 23XI racing camp, you have to zoom out. Tyler Reddick has been running one of the best seasons of his career this year. He came into Nashville as the regular season points leader, but the gap at the top has been shrinking. Denny Hamlin, who went on to win Sunday's race and also co-owns the very team Reddick drives for, has been breathing down his neck for weeks. Every single point matters right now. Stage points, finishing positions, everything counts when you're trying to protect that regular season title heading into the playoffs. Reddick already had a difficult night before the crash. Caution timing robbed him of stage points he should have banked. Tragedy didn't fall his way, and his car was clearly capable of finishing much higher than 6th, which makes the final lap wreck even more painful. This isn't just a bent race car. This is a blown opportunity during stretch when opportunities are scarce. Let's break down what actually happened in those final seconds, and what it tells us about the risk-reward calculation drivers make at the finish line. Ryan Blaney was the car behind Chase Elliott. In NASCAR, pushing a teammate to the finish line is completely legal and extremely common on superspeedways and intermediate tracks. The idea is simple. The added momentum helps the car out front and theoretically rewards the team. But there's a catch. At full racing speed, with 3 cars running inches apart and everybody on the ragged edge of control, the margin for error is nearly 0. Blaney's push came in slightly off center. Elliott went sideways. And with Reddick right there, no room to go anywhere. The no 45 got collected instantly. This is the inherent danger of teammate pushes in these situations. The driver receiving the push has 0 control over the angle or the force applied. If the push is even slightly off, the car goes sideways. And if there's a 3rd car in the mix, which there was, someone is getting hurt. Now, is Blaney at fault? Technically, yes. He initiated contact that caused the wreck. But calling it malicious or even reckless would be a stretch. This was an aggressive racing maneuver that simply went wrong. Every driver in that field makes the same move 100 times a season. This one happened to have a 3rd car right in the path. What makes this uniquely awkward is the teammate dynamic. Blaney drives for Penske. Elliott drives for Hendrick. These aren't teammates, these are rival organizations. Blaney was trying to get Elliott a better finish, which in turn would hurt Reddick, who in the bigger picture is fighting Hamlin for the regular season crown. The racing politics here are layered. And Hamlin, watching it unfold from victory lane, the man who owns Reddick's car, looked at the destroyed number 45 and reportedly said 3 words, "That's expensive." That line says everything. Blaney's response after the race was about as clean as you could hope for. He got on the radio immediately asking if everyone was okay. He went straight to Reddick in person to apologize. He owned it publicly without making excuses. That goes a long way in NASCAR's garage community. And Reddick, who clearly wasn't thrilled on the radio in the moment, came out of the infield care center and essentially said, look, it's racing. Blaney was trying to push his guy to the line. It's what everybody does. He even praised Blaney for coming over right away. That kind of maturity diffuses what could have been a very messy post-race situation. Elliott echoed the same sentiment. Understanding the chaos, no grudges held. But that doesn't mean the 23XI camp is feeling good about the night. Because underneath the sportsmanship, there is a very real concern. The championship math just got worse, and this crash is the exclamation point on a night where almost everything went sideways. 2 ways this story plays out. Reddick and his team treat this as a wake-up call. They've been good enough all season to be in this position. Now they need to execute at every single stop. If they maximize stage points, finish in the top 5 consistently over the next few races, and avoid any more incidents, the regular season title is still very much there for the taking. The gap to Hamlin is 97 points. That's manageable. This is the moment where the momentum officially shifts. Hamlin gets into Reddick's head, because remember, Hamlin also co-owns Reddick's car, which is a uniquely weird psychological dynamic. If Reddick's team starts pressing too hard trying to claw back points, they could compound their problems. Aggressive strategy calls, risky moves late in races, that's how you go from leader to playoff bubble in a hurry. The damaged car is fixable. The points lost is recoverable. But confidence is a different currency, and right now, Reddick needs his team firing on all cylinders. Here's the question I want you to think about. Was Ryan Blaney's push a legitimate aggressive racing move that just went wrong? Or does there come a point where the risk of taking out a third car makes that call indefensible, because this exact scenario will happen again? Maybe not next week, but it will happen. And when it does, the conversation about where the line is between hard racing and recklessness will come right back. Drop your take in the comments. Team Blaney? Team Reddick? Or does everybody in this situation just walk away and call it a racing deal? And if you want more breakdowns like this, the strategy calls, the championship math, the moments that actually decide seasons, make sure you're subscribed. We go deeper than the highlight reel every time.